What?
Before we start, if you are having snacks, please make sure you clean up after yourself before you leave.
Hello? Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay, welcome to your 2024 ASB Debate. I'm Renee Key.
And I'm Michelle Wu. We will be your moderators today.
Today's debates will be in the following order: Activities Coordinator, Treasurer, Secretary, Vice President, and President.
The candidates will start off with their 25-second opening statements. Then they will be asked a question and be given 45 seconds to respond. This will be followed by a 35-second rebuttal period for each candidate. To end their debate, each candidate will have a 25-second closing statement.
As a time warning for candidates, a green sign will be held up at 10 seconds, there will be a countdown from 5 seconds, and a red sign will be held up when time is up.
The current ASB officers have each come up with position-specific questions for the candidates. The ASB officers' feedback will be provided through a video via Instagram.
Thank you. We will now begin the debate. I'll introduce the candidates. For Activities Coordinator, can we have Arnav and Shiva please enter the stage?
Arnav, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
I would like to begin this debate by making an analogy to the iconic Kung Fu Panda trilogy. Throughout the movies, Po was trained by those who came before him, such as Master Shifu and Master Oogway, to become the Dragon Warrior and fulfill his responsibilities. Similarly, I have also been trained by those who came before me, especially the current Activities Coordinator and the one before that. They were my Master Shifu and Master Oogway, and with their mentorship, and with my time in L2's activities team for the past year,
Hi everyone, I'm Shiva, and I'm running to be your next ASB Activities Coordinator. We all have friends from other schools. Yeah, me too. And every time I meet them, I always go into a debate. Not a formal debate like this, but still a debate. And every time we'll see which school is better. Not that it's a competition, but every time I'll always pull out the high GPA card. And in response, you'll always pull out that their activities are more hype than ours. I want to change that.
What shots do you envision taking to not only enhance student engagement, but also improve school unity in the 2024 to 2025 school year? Shiva, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
Okay, I have 3 ideas for this. Every time I think of like a party or something, I always think about like flashy lights and flashy music. Obviously, we might get noise complaints if I decide to do that, but I always want to make something like hype, and taking risk is all about it. I'm also for the students by the students, so feedback is definitely needed. Like we can always, there's always room for improvement. So that is exactly what I want to do. Also, enhancing student engagement. You can also just doing like a post form. We can also do like a pre-form just to see what students like or what kind of activities. So like a 10-year-old link to get suggestions.
Arnav, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
I firmly believe in the principle of quality over quantity. I find myself guilty of this as well, but the school's population comprises of many academic weapons. To really steer one's attention, you, as an activities coordinator, have to really put thought into your activities. Such activities could include an exotic petting zoo, MSJ's very own talent show, or even a week-long Easter egg hunt during the time of Easter. For instance, if you're stressed about your upcoming physics test, why not fail with a picture of a 9-foot-long Burmese python around your neck? While these are just my ideas, I also plan to open a clear communication system between the student government and the student body to receive better feedback on activities, so activities and me as an activities coordinator can do better.
You may now add on to your own response to the question as well as Arnav's response. You have 35 seconds.
Alright, so the first thing that comes up to my mind is diverse activities. Not everyone is the same. Everybody has their hidden talents, but it remains hidden. So I want to unleash that talent for everyone. So maybe like talent shows or amazing ideas. And I do agree with Arnav when it comes to getting feedback, because feedback is very necessary. As we're a student body, we need information from students.
I also agree with Shiva with the statement that communication between the student body and the student government is very important. But this actually reminds me of a quote from Walt Disney that I like. He says, "I always like to look on the optimistic side of life, but I am realistic enough to know that life is a complex matter. To me, aspirations are vital, but the ability and willingness to make these goals into a reality is just as, if not more, significant. And these aspirations can be hard to obtain, especially in this context without proper activity experience." I began this debate with an analogy from Kung Fu Panda. I would like to end with it as well. The viewers were only able to witness Poe's greatness unfold because of the guidance he got from Shifu and Oogway. Just like the Kung Fu experience that he gained from those two, my experience from working side by side with the current activities coordinator and L2's activities committee cannot be dismissed. Although the Dragon Warrior was chosen, AC must be voted in, and I assure you that I am the most qualified person in the entire school for this position.
Alright, so we all want a grand outro, right? So I'll be performing a magic trick for you guys. Alright, this is the current mission. It's a little bit of a problem. And we all hate problems, right? So we want to make it disappear. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so the problem is gone. Now we need a solution. The solution is going to appear in my hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, sugar for AC.
We will now move on to the treasurer candidates, Sarah Hu and Maven Lam. You may take this. Also, just for everybody, since we're a little bit short on time, can we refrain from applause until they exit the stage at the end? Thank you. Alright, the treasurer is in charge of running the student store and managing the ASB's accounts and ASB funds. They must deal with requisitions, checks, and daily ASB officer responsibilities.
Sarah, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Good morning, Warriors. My name is Sarah Hu, and I'm running to be your next ASB treasurer. As the funds manager for 3 different organizations on campus, including the current class of 25 treasurer, I'm responsible for over $21,000 of school funds. Just like the Smoke Signal and also one of the largest clubs on campus and an entire class has put their trust into me, you can trust that I will be making the most out of your votes if you put your trust in me as well. Thank you.
Maven, you have 25 seconds for your opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hello, I'm Maven, running for ASB Treasurer. My experience extends beyond the classroom, beyond the BA area, spanning many countries and cultures. I'm experienced in finance, having managed my own diversified stock portfolio, which has doubled since its inception. Being South showed me how to lead by example by fundraising. Planning travels and traveling to over 55 plus countries in the world have taught me adaptivity and financial responsibility. As a passing current athlete in 5 different sports, I embody teamwork and problem solving. I hope to implement positive changes for Michigan.
We'll now be moving on to the questions by ASB Treasurer Katie Tang. The ASB Treasurer has many set roles across campus, including managing the requisition process and running the student store. What is one role you want to improve on, and what is one new role you hope to take on? Maven, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
My plan is simple. I'm committed to enhancing the mission experience. We're revamping our goods. Think diverse ice cream options and more at lower cost. But here's a twist. You have a say. Share your request through email, in front of the student store, or in person, and we'll feature you. Having had 3 years of coding experience, I'll be creating a brand new website, making it easier for students to purchase student store goods, mission-themed apparel, and event tickets, all from the comfort of your homes, and reducing those long lines. Speaking of lines, we're dressing for chaos. Online pre-orders get a special line for the student store, and waiting in those long event lines shall be no more. I'll talk to the ASB officers to change up the apparel. Leadership 2 activities will be more exciting. We'll have more funding for clubs and more diverse fundraisers beyond pizza. Remember, I speak for the students and the students only. Thank you.
Time starts now.
Okay, so let's start off with the requisition process. I know for a lot of incoming freshmen and also even sophomores, just underclassmen in general, the requisition process can be quite intimidating. There's thousands of forms and multiple sheets. I want to consolidate all of these information into one digital process. There will be one consolidated sheet with all of the information that you'll need, and for all the forms, I want to digitize all of them so that way it's much faster and less confusing. For the student store, I also want to implement a product line, but I want to make this online. You can submit your forms online, you can submit any suggestions you want online, and receive the convenience of your snack or item during school. For a new role that I want to take on, I really want to make sure that I'm active in council, because council is the place where a lot of these requisitions and things are passed, and because I will be there helping facilitate this process, I can let people know the new forms, the new spreadsheets, and how to basically conduct this process and achieve what they want. Thank you.
As well as Sarah's response. Your time starts now.
Although I may not have student store experience, I believe fresh ideas and a unique set of skills can complement and enrich the student store environment. As an approachable person, I'm able to aim to satisfy a general consensus. I would open to pretty much less the lines for the events. I would open 2 different lines or 2 different entrances to allow more people to go in for it to flow better, as well as improve basically everything as well. Mission merch is not dependent on the treasurer. It's more up to L2 and the entire ASB committee. And simplifying requisition processes is a good notion, but digitalization may pose challenges due to the risk of edited receipts as stated by the district treasurer.
Sarah, you may now give your 35-second rebuttal.
I completely agree with Maven on the fact that lines should be cut down for school events. I know homecoming in the rain was a terrible experience, but I know because I was working behind the scenes with everyone that the cause for this issue was actually old equipment. So as ASB treasurer, I would be investing all of our school money into new equipment. By investing in new equipment, we'll be able to push the lines faster and have everyone enjoy their time at HTX much more. For some of the other issues such as student store and school merch, ASB treasurer does have a very large say in this. And because I want to make the most out of my position, I will be using my position as ASB to implement more of the students' voices. So again, it will be a combination of the work of the ASB treasurer and also L2 as a whole. But the goal is to implement student voices.
We will now do your 25 minutes, including speeches. Sarah, you may begin. Your time starts now.
Thank you so much, first of all, to everyone who took the time out of their day to come watch this debate, and to everyone who has supported me so far. Thank you also to the elections committee for working so hard to make this possible, and also Maven for being a wonderful competitor. I want to leave everyone with one last note. Vote for qualifications and knowledge, and the person who has the experience to serve you best as ASB treasurer. Remember, Sarah is who you want to vote for. Thank you.
I would first and foremost like to thank Sarah for being a wonderful and sportsmanlike competitor. I wish the best for both of us. I would also like to thank the friends and family who supported me along this journey as well. Thank you ASB and Leadership 2 for hosting this debate and elections. I hope to affect their future in a positive way through implementing changes as treasurer through website creation, lesser lines, increased funding, and listening to you. Remember, let's make this dream a reality. Maven for treasurer. In the end, we're all here for one goal: to make Mission a better space for our students. Thank you.
Secretary candidate Sarah Leong and Stevie Zhang take the stage. Also, if anyone is not logged in for advisor, you can come here and write on the billboard.
The ASB secretary deals with the management and minutes of council and meetings. They will also work as a whole with other ASB offices. 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hey Warriors, my name is Sarah Liang and I'm running to be your next ASB Secretary. As a current junior class secretary and a member of L2 community, I've had the opportunity to familiarize myself with both the inner workings of our school and the student body. An ASB Secretary should act as the messenger between students, leadership, and staff, and with my previous experience and current ideas, I am ready to be the messenger at your service. Thank you.
Amy, you have 25 seconds for your opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hey guys, my name is Amy Zhang and I'm running to be your ASB Secretary. My main goal for this campaign is to be able to better and organize the communication between the student government, student body, and clubs. As a part of numerous school groups like DECA, Cross Country, and Mock Trial, I believe that I can help represent a lot more of the student body.
We'll now move on to a question from current ASB Secretary Brandon Bowne. Besides implemented systems such as repeats and MSJ ASB, how would you utilize students in L2 to spread transparency? Amy, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
So as Secretary, I would like to implement a few plans into the... Should I?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So as Secretary, I'd like to implement a few new ideas into the school year. So this includes bringing the student body, clubs, and student government together. I feel like L2 is a great broadcasting network of what the L2 and the student government is doing to the student body. But I also feel like there should be more transparency between the clubs and the student body too. For example, we could have an interactive calendar or Google Sheet which would be easily accessible to everyone, and this could be making the students more immersed in the school. These club descriptions and when clubs meet and also dates for events should be on these Google Sheets and interactive calendars. I also think that we should implement a feedback form to students and teachers to be able to accumulate feedback. Thank you.
Sarah, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
This past year, I've been in L2 and I've gained invaluable experience working with different committees to plan events and also include students and opinions in school events. So a few months ago, I learned that one of my club officers wasn't allowed to get social media because of her parents, and she didn't have her own Facebook or Instagram account. So considering that most information is pubbed through Facebook and Instagram, it was very difficult for her to stay in the loop, and this got me thinking that she could be the only MSJ student missing out on information due to the lack of social media. So I want to increase more publicity in person, but also online. So we could utilize L2 Pub with more in-person graphics and an online forum system to have information without the pressure of having social media.
We will now enter the rebuttal period. Amy, you may now add on to your own response to the question as well as Sarah's response. You have 35 seconds.
So I agree with Sarah that we should have more information and publicity outside of social media. And to do so, I think we can also implement having more information being told during read meets and also maybe even publicizing on Infinite Campus or Minga. I feel like the news section of Infinite Campus could be utilized better since all of us kind of do check our grades a little bit too much. But also, I feel like feedback forms from students and teachers should also be implemented because a lot of the students have ideas or opinions that should be heard from L2 and also the entire student body.
Sarah, you may now give your 35-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
So I agree with many of Amy's ideas, such as adding a club page and using a Google Sheet, and I'm pretty sure there's already one by our ASB VP. However, it isn't as accessible as it could be, as I often find myself looking for the sheet, but I can't find it. And this is where the new MSJ ASB website that I will be updating can come in handy. Additionally, another one of my ideas is adding club spotlights, and it will be a new segment on MSJ TV and Instagram called Find Your Fit at MSJ, where we can interview clubs, their officers, and promote club publicity and membership.
We'll now give your 25-second concluding speeches. Sarah, you may begin. Your time starts now.
To close, I would like to thank everyone who has supported me in all my election shenanigans, whether it's reposting, hyping me up, or filming my goofy campaign videos. I would like to thank Elections for hosting this debate and giving me a platform to share why I'm the best candidate for secretary. If you see my campaign, I'm both creative, experienced, so vote Sarah, spelled S-A-R-A-H, for ASB secretary tomorrow in your English class. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram or Facebook at Swaliang if you have any questions.
Amy, you may begin now. Your time starts now.
So I'd like to thank everyone for helping me on this campaign so far, whether it's reposting or even just telling me that I somewhat got it. But I'd like to kind of wrap this all up by saying that experience is also as important as just having the goal of helping the student body in general. I feel like, okay, let's go out with the debate and vote for saying.
Can BB candidates and each comment that they want to governing all ASB student clubs and organizations, administering and managing all school lockers, and assisting the other ASB officers with responsibilities.
Anish, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hey Mission, I'm Anish Pandit. You know the position I'm running for, so let me make it clear why I'm the most qualified candidate. My experience in L2 Fund has given me over an adequate experience in managing our school's monetary system and passing fundraisers is a job of the Vice President. I've closely shadowed our current Vice President during Club Council, helping me get a full understanding of the role. As a club officer, I understand the student's perspective when creating a club, so I, Anish Pandit, am the ASB Vice President that clubs, students, and MSJ need for a streamlined school year.
Hi guys, I'm here to talk about May's plan. I'm running to be your ASB Vice President. As an active member in L2 Star, I've worked to not only continue the legacy of my committee, but also really build it. We've doubled not only the quality, but quantity of events. I'm also an active member in water polo and on the swim team, and I'm really dedicated to that. Just remember, may I be the one you want to vote for.
How will you manage council discrepancies, especially when opinions are heated? May, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
First of all, I'd like to say that although I understand that sometimes it is disorganized and loud, I think that all these opinions that they have are valid. We should make sure that everything is constructive criticism. However, everything that is said in Club Council reflects a large portion of what people at MSJ think. Going into how to keep it civil, I think we should, of course, make sure when they're saying what they're saying, to really go over what organization they represent, and yes.
Anish, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
All right, so as some of you may know, I'm a big Club Council fan. I've been to almost 80% of the Club Councils in this year itself, and I'm a big participator. Whenever I have an opinion, I'm not scared to speak. But I do see a lot of people saying things that might be too far, or getting loud, being crazy, things like that. And I know for a fact that this creates a very hostile environment in the Club Council itself. One of my strategies to eliminate this is to make sure Club Council is specifically for clubs. And I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but I know that some students come in here in order to get the club that's presenting eliminated from the running. And this creates a very hostile environment, like I mentioned, and I know for a fact that if it was just clubs, then it would be a more responsible environment in general.
We will now enter the 35-second rebuttal period. You may now add on to your own response to the question, as well as Anish's response. Your time starts now.
Personally, I do not believe in silencing opinions. If they have a valid point that needs to be shared, whether it is a negative comment or not, I believe they have the right to say it. I think going into who deserves to be here at Club Council, I think anyone that wants to learn more about the school should be here. On top of taking advantage of people at Club Council, I think it's really, you can recognize that it's really just a room of well-driven people. So I would love to create a forum given at Club Council so that they can help with events run by L2, and they can help with events like Spring Fling or even like Winter Week in HCX.
Anish, you may now give your 35-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
As you mentioned, everyone does deserve a voice in this school. However, there's always a right way to say everything. And sometimes, the right way is not a negative way. It's about constructive criticism. And you need to know how to phrase it, and a lot of the people that attend Club Council sometimes just come to troll or to make false comments about the club. And I need people who are responsible in here, people who know how the club system works, people who know whether or not the club will put in the dedication. And that's what I'm looking for in my Club Council.
Now give your 25
Alright, thank you so much, May, for this exhilarating debate today. I hope everyone got something out of my presentation. I know my dedication, I know my passion, and I know how much this school means to me. ASB Vice President isn't a role to be taken lightly, and I'll do my all not to only take your feedback, but ensure the 2024 to 2025 school is exciting, new, and successful. Remember my role, ASB Vice President. More importantly, remember my name, Anish Partners. Thank you all for listening.
First of all, I'd like to thank Elections Committee for putting on this event and all their work for the past couple of weeks. I'd also like to thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you can see that I'm very passionate and really believe what I'm saying. And when voting, I hope you remember you should vote May for VP. Yeah, that's sorry.
Finally, can we please have the president candidates, ASB and Callie Grant, take the stage?
The ASB president leads the entire student body with a positive outlook and delegates situations that occur at the school with the other ASB officers. Isaac, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hi everyone, my name is Isaac Chan. Most of you already know me as I've been serving as the junior class vice president and have been in student council for 8 years. While both my opponent and I are experienced leading the school, I've been the person in the background going above and beyond to mitigate unexpected crises and following through with student opinions. I'm committed to changing the status quo by bringing about positive change and improvement. Thank you.
Callie, you have 25 seconds for your opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hi, I'm Callie Wren, and you've probably heard the age-old statement, it's about drive, it's about power. But do you know, Callie's drive makes our whole school thrive? As the current junior class president with continuous 4 years of student council presidential experience, your needs have always been my priority. With your support, I'm ready to lead our school and make sure we have another unforgettable school year while listening to your voice to always make your ideas into a reality.
As ASB president, you are the main leader of L2 in your officer group. What strategies and organizational tactics do you plan on implementing to ensure efficient management and communication with many people? Callie, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
As someone who truly values transparency and communication working as president all these years, the issue of bridging the gap between students and staff starts with making information accessible. I plan on sending out weekly student-centered newsletters and mailing lists and texting lists for those without social media, and a lot of students might struggle to find information. That's why I plan on making a very centralized website, including a chat system using AI for people to easily ask questions if they don't know who to ask. And aside from that, I also want to centralize with a school-wide Google Calendar in order to encompass all of the events at our school, whether that be club meetings, events, or fundraisers. Thank you.
So I think in order to improve L2 and make it more organized, I have several different ideas, including, first of all, making sure that all committees are heard, meeting up with them every single week, and making sure they have plans for every month. Along with this, I have several ideas in order to connect with students themselves, including implementing surveys, which I've done for class of 2025 for both prom and homecoming. In addition to this, I want to make staff and student connection better by increasing staff participation in events. These events would include stuff like a Christmas tree lighting or a club winter carnival, as well as maybe a club night market so clubs can fundraise. These ways, we make sure that the connection is good, as well as make sure L2 is productive.
A lot of the inner workings of our school currently happen behind the scenes, but as ASB president, I want to make sure you have a clear voice in what we're doing. Whether that be working on rolling feedback forms after events, like I've done as class president. I've managed our master sheet for homecoming. I've made a handbook for homecoming, which I will distribute to the class officers in the future as ASB president. I will make sure we're all able to have the most successful year possible, and also including KPIs and committee goals as we've been doing now for committees to make sure you have the most memorable school year. Thank you.
I think you may now give your 35-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
So first of all, I'm glad my opponent brought up that she's been a president for the past 4 years, as I've wanted to tell everyone that all class officers as a team do the exact same work. Only the treasurer has an additional designated role, which I've done for 2 years. Along with this, I want to implement a school-wide Facebook page, because right now we currently use Instagram in order to club all our stuff, but most people have Facebook for their club events, and right now we don't have a centralized way to make sure the message gets spread to everyone. So in addition to the school calendar like Callie suggested, I want to implement a school-wide Facebook.
We'll now give your 25-second concluding speeches. Isaac, you may begin.
As your presidential candidate, I bring not only officer experience, but also proven individual results to the table. This is why I'm the only candidate on this stage to be endorsed by all former class officers. My personal priority is to listen and connect with you. As the only person who fought to let students vote on HOCO and prom decisions this year, I promise to give you a voice next year. So tomorrow, vote Isaac for ASB president.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone for supporting me on this journey so far, and hope I can serve you one last time as ASB president to make our year together as memorable as possible, no matter what grade you're in. It doesn't matter if you're an underclassman, a freshman, or an upperclassman. As always, if you have any questions, suggestions, or ideas, you can always feel free to reach out to me, because I care about making sure your voice is heard. Thank you. Remember, don't dilly-dally, vote for Callie for president on Friday in your English classes.
Checking one last time, has everybody checked in for advisory? Yes. Alright, if anyone has an audience question, you can come to this aisle.
Before we officially end today, I want to say a few things. First of all, it takes a lot of bravery and heart to come up here in front of all of you and give your speeches. So I think we should give all the candidates a huge round of applause. You all did a really good job. I know it's very, very difficult to put yourself in front of everybody, so thank you. Thank all of you who come to support your candidates. And I want to thank our elections committee for making it a very, very efficient, seamless presentation. Thank you so much. Good luck to all of you. And please clean up after yourself when you leave today. Thank you.